In this video, we conclude the discussion on the elevation by modeling the watchtower. It was a lookout point over the sea for the guards, but unlike the terrace, it was a covered compartment that served to avoid being spotted by enemies, and most likely weapons could be stored or cannons could be placed pointing toward the sea. This hypothesis is based on certain sources from Torrepali. In particular, in this relief we can see, dating back to 1820, it is possible to see the watchtower in section. So it was a simple room surrounded by two columns with a small window as the only sighting point towards the sea. Now we can turn to modeling. With Shift A, we create a cube with the dimension of 3 meters by 3 meters by 3.7 meters. For the moment, we leave it facing according the three axes. Later, we will place it differently on the terrace. We hide the rest of the object in the scene, except the cube we just inserted in the scene and place it outside the collection. Once we have made what should be the outer compartment through steel roof, let's make the interior of the watchtower. As we can see here, it was most likely barrel vaulted, and to do this we will need the intersection of two cubes, one of which is smaller and will form the soffit of the vault, and a larger one. With Shift D X, we reduce the dimension of the second cube by approximately 2.5 by 2.5 by 2.5. Arranging in the front view, we lower it with GZ and control with snap at the vertices. In order to recreate this vaulted soffit, probably with a barrel, so with a hemisphere, we select the top face and with Ctrl R create our cuts. With 9 cuts, we ensure that the shape is smoothed out more. It is convenient to choose an odd number, as we will then need the center edge that will act as the keystone of the vault. In proportional editing, we go to choose among the different curves the one of the sphere that best suits our purpose. We place ourselves in front view, and with GZ we see that the range of proportional editing is small, so with the mouse wheel we widen it until all the faces are included. And then GZ. We raise it until we have obtained such a good result. Once this is done, all that remains is to create an intersection between the two cubes. In wireframe mode, in the side view along the y-axis, we insert this cube into the other. It will be convenient, however, to widen it along the x-axis, so we make it 4 meters. We leave a small space from which the small window will then be made, and we raise it 4 meters and lower it that way. Let's go back into solid mode and click the first cube. Add the Boolean modifier. With the pipe, I select the cube that I don't need and hide it. Here is roughly what the watchtower was supposed to look like. Let's not apply the modifier for now, because there may be later changes to be made. Now, to make this window, let's go with Shift A to insert a new cube into the scene. We place ourselves in the front view and wireframe mode, scale it without regard to particular measurement and move it along the z-axis. Reduce it further and move it. Now we place it along the y-axis in the center of the face. One way we have often used to make holes or hollow elements is the Boolean modifier. However, as we have already seen, we can also use the inset tools and then join the edges of the two faces through the bridge. Now let us first try the Boolean and see if the result is satisfying. Let's first apply the previous modifier and apply an additional Boolean to this shape. Subtracting this cube here. Let's apply it and enter edit mode. However, we see that only two different faces have been created, and we don't need them because we need 4 square faces. So we can go back with Command Z and try the second attempt with the Inset tool. We can hide the cube that we don't need and rename the window. Let's create an inset face by going into edit mode, selecting the back face and positioning ourselves in the view from the back. So, I. In this way, we have automatically created 4 faces. Let's raise it slightly with GZ. However, we didn't account for the measurement, so let's go back. I 0.2. This is too little. 9, 8. And then I do a GC 0.4. Now we can try the insect tool and see how in this case it is not convenient. We then go back and use the Boolean modifier again and apply it. We realize now that the faces are not equal, so we go in edit mode, vertices, and merge this vertex with this other one and merge them with J. We do the same process with the opposite vertices. Now we have obtained the watchtower window.